Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about how much flight attendants make. When I first started working flying 18 years ago, it was $17 an hour. And I didn't get it right away when they hired me. I didn't start seeing that $17 until I actually worked my first flight. So when I went to training, it was 6 weeks and we didn't get paid, but they did put us up in a nice hotel that had a full kitchen. The washer and dryer were downstairs and you had to have quarters for that, which I didn't bring, but I did get rolls of quarters after. They provided us with breakfast and dinner, and then I picked up Tupperware and I would get extra breakfast, so some mornings I didn't make it down, I could just heat it up in my room. And then dinner, sometimes I would get more dinner and then I would make myself some lunches with it. But at the front desk they would have sign out sheets, so they would take us to Walmart or Target or the grocery store. They had a few stores that they would take us to, and you could just sign up and then go there after your training that day. So it was kind of nice like that. And the reason why I'm explaining this is because it's part of how much we got paid. So with my airline, we didn't get paid for training, and I'm only talking about my airline. Other airlines, they might, I don't know, but we didn't. I didn't actually see my first check until I was actually out flying, and that's passing training, and then you had to pass another training while you're on the plane to say, yes, I'm comfortable flying by myself, everything's good, and then you get your schedule and then you start flying. A little bit more to it, but that's how it was. So you don't just start getting paid right away, is what I'm trying to say. So back to how much we get paid. We get raises twice a year. Once at the beginning of the year, and then once on your anniversary day, meaning your day of hire. So for this year, I got a raise January 1st. My anniversary day of hire is March, so the end of March. So I didn't see my second raise until April. And that happened every year. So right now I'm making between $43 and $45 an hour. In between there, without saying the exact number, because I'm not trying to give my airline information. I'm just trying to share my story. Now, it's not a secret within our airline. We all know what we're making. All the flight attendants know what we're making, what each other make. We have, you voted in, there's a pay package, there's a contract, there's a union. It just depends on what airline you're working for. It's one of those verbiages. So it's set in stone on what you're making. So you either have a printout or a chart or something in your manual, and you can look at it and you can see. So if you're flying 1 or 2 years and you're flying with someone that's 10 years or 15, and you're thinking to yourself, God, I wonder how much they're making, curious to know, if I stick it out with this company, this airline, what would I be making at 10 years? So that flight attendant can go look on this chart, computer, graph, whatever, and let's just say, for instance, 2002, and for 3 years, that's what the package is. So they can look up there 2 years, they'll see what they're making. They can look down at 5 years and say, okay, this is what this flight attendant's making. 10 years, this is how much this flight attendant's making, and it goes all the way down. At some point it's gonna end, and that's all you're gonna make. Every airline's different. So, but right now it's continuing. For me, it is too. But there is a year that you get to that I'm sure it's gonna stop. So back to the flight attendant wanting to know, you're just curious, So we all know, it's no secret. We all know what each other are making by your seniority, meaning how many years you've been flying for your airline. So it's kind of interesting. It's nice to know, something to look forward to. But when you first get hired, they don't really share that information. It's not available. When you first get hired, you're getting training material. You're not getting your actual manual and charts and contracts and all that kind of information. So you don't really know what you would make in 5 years. You don't know what you would make in 15 years until after you're already hired. So that's the one thing, if you really want to know that information, you can go to the airport, park in short-term parking, go in, have lunch, talk to some flight attendants. Flight attendants are very nice. They'll stop, they'll help you. Most time passengers stop us. We know they're asking about a gate or which terminal. You know, we're always willing to help. We know it's going to be a quick answer, it's a quick question, we could keep going. And if you're just going to ask us something about flight attendant training or something, of course we're going to answer your question. It might be short if we don't have time, or you can walk with us. That's what I would do. And I think most flight attendants would. Very helpful. So if you're thinking about working at an airline and you just don't know which one and you want to know about your pay, you know, that's something I would do now differently is, you know, but I love working for my airline. I do. They've been good to me and I'm happy. Like I said, 18 years and I still love it. I do. Back to the pay. So when I said 43 to 45, you can make more money if you want. There's always trips in open time or company need, or somebody's calling in sick, or there's different verbiage for all the airlines. I know I keep saying that because I don't want people to think I'm talking about all the airlines, and I'm not. But there's always overtime or extra hours, and the company will pay you half time, double time, triple time, just depends on who you're working for. So, you know, the lowest one I know is at least half time. So, you know, you're thinking that half time of money on top of your hourly rate is a good amount of money. So you can, and some people bid low and then they just sit back and wait for those trips, which is helping the company, helping the airline, and they're making more money. So it's a good thing. And then some people just like their set schedule. They got other stuff going on. Some people like part-time because they have another job, or they just have children or other things going on and they just want to work the schedule that they have. So it's very flexible, and you know, you can do a lot with your schedule and your pay. You can work a little or you can work a lot. And also, if you do low block and high credit, you're working less hours and you're getting paid more. So that's always a benefit too, if you can find those trips. And in my other video, I mentioned about me doing stand-ups, and that's what stand-ups are: low block, high credit, continuous flying. For next month, I already got my schedule for September, and I only got 2 stand-ups. There wasn't that many, and they go very senior. So I only got 2. So I have a few 2-day trips, and I think 1 3-day trip, or they might be all 2-day trips, but I know for sure I only got 2 stand-ups because I looked at that. So I'll be going to some different destinations and I'll be able to take you guys with me. That's the plus about that. I'm gonna stop here. I can go on and on, but I'm gonna stop. If you have any questions, let me know. I hope you subscribe, and thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.